Yeah, and if Ole doesn't get top 4, is his time up?
It could be, because like Craig's saying, this is a global brand, this is a global football club, and sometimes people are annoyed that we're talking about this global brand, but there are also expectation to that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being one of the people in and around Sir Alex Ferguson regime, he knows that Sir Alex Ferguson said it was a bad season for Manchester United being second in the league. So of course Manchester United be top 4, but you always have to ask yourself, what is the club it's all about? If you have an Ed Woodward who says, it's okay that I have a manager that I can kind of cooperate well with, I don't need that kind of Mourinho type of manager, then he can get another season even outside top 4. But I think that it's like in Colosseum, it's in the old times, it's a crowd who will decide the fate of the gladiators. You have to win games, you have to get trophies, and top 4 is not a trophy for a club like Manchester United.
Pogba's back, of course, Craig. People are saying, oh, but can, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba play in the same starting 11? Of course they can, can't they? It's not even a debate.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Pogba's played in some of the best teams in the world, including his country, have won the World Cup. So he's flexible, as is Fernandes. So it comes down to the manager. It's a basic thing. It's man management now. It's Pogba's fitness. Since the layoff, he didn't play, obviously, hardly played at all for months before that. And it's about how Solskjaer sees it. Listen, at the end of the day, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won't be judged in whether he plays or doesn't play Paul Pogba. He'll be judged in whether he gets them into that European football. He'll be judged if he bridges the gap in the end to the boys at the top of the league. He's not going to be judged in whether Pogba plays or not. It's a sideshow. It's a side story. And it'll only be discussed in length if Man United lose. If Man United are winning games and they're going to get in that top 4, I don't think there's a United fan out there on this planet will give a stuff if Pogba plays or not, because that's not the end result for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And he'll do, I would imagine, what he thinks right to get the results.
It's a big call, though, isn't it, Jan? Reports suggesting that Pogba will not start in that game away against Spurs.
Which I think is fair, because you want to build on that wave you had before the lockdown. And I think that in modern football, whatever that means, I mean, the numbers, when I grew up in Norway, we were all about 4-5-1 or 4-4-2. If you see the great teams today, you're not talking about Bayern Munich and teams like you have no idea how they play. I mean, they will fit them in there, but you need to win football games. And if you win a game without Paul Pogba, they will say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a great leader who can still do it. He's a good manager because he can manage to do that without maybe his only world star. On the other hand, if he loses, then they will say, why didn't you find a way to get Pogba in there? I think it's all down to Pogba to try to find himself. He's been out now for a long, long time. It's time to show up. It's time for him, and I said that yesterday and I say it again, time to get out of this tattoo, hairdressing kind of show and try to be a football player. He's a reigning world champion. Try to be like one on the pitch as well.
But surely as a coach, Craig, it's up to Solskjaer to play him, isn't it? To try and get this system to work? Because Paul Pogba is a world-class player.
Well, it's up to Solskjaer to get results. And that's what he's paid to do. He's not paid to come in and mollycoddle any player. I get it. If you sign somebody for the amount of money that he's been signed for and the amount of money that you're paying him, of course, your board and your ownership would want to see value for money. But at the end of the day, the manager lives and dies by the teams he selects and the results he gets. And if he feels he's getting more out of other players at this moment in time, and we don't know what's been going on behind the scenes because we haven't been watching any team in the Premier League for 3 months. So we just don't know. It'll come out in the wash, Dan. As Jan said, if Pogba's sitting on his backside and United are losing, there'll be headlines. If Pogba's sitting on his backside and United are winning, Solskjaer will brush it off and say, I'm doing what's right for the team. It's quite simple, really.
A lot more, of course, throughout the week, looking ahead to the return of the Premier League. Be sure to go over to the website and check out Ian Darke's article talking about the expectations around those big sides as football returns to England. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.